Ito po, I remember very distinctly, and Ami, you can back me up on this. About a month ago, we had BSP Governor Ben Jokno here. I remember, naglalaro pa sa mga 55.80, 55.90. We asked him for his prognosis and his projections. I remember he said, I would not bet on the peso ending the year at 56. And he was saying, you know, parang walaya kasi papasok na yung dollars from the remittances, papasok na yan in the final quarter. Kanina, 57.43. What's happening? What is your prognosis for the Philippine peso?
Well, I think it's going to fall further. I mean, there are, I think, three major factors driving the fall of the peso. A major factor, of course, is the surprise increase or surge of the U.S. core inflation rate. So that means that the Fed most probably would have to impose higher than expected interest rate. They have to go hard to contain the surprising surge in core inflation. That's one. Secondly, of course, all the oil prices have been on a decline, for the past weeks. We're moving into winter, and there will probably be an increase in demand for oil and gas, especially from Europe, the European countries, and therefore there could be a rebound in the oil prices. And the third, I think, is that I think analysts are expecting that inflation still has not been put under control. I think we just had, as you know, the fare increases has just been approved. This will have knock-on effects in terms of increased wages, increased prices, etc. And the other worrying issue is really a possible food crisis by the last quarter. Food crisis. Food happens to be at least close to 50% of our inflation rate, and there are indications that there will be shortages of chicken, pork, fish, and even rice will be affected.
We already mentioned na in-approve nga today yung fare hikes. And we talked to one of the consumer groups leaders recently, and she said, for every 1 peso or 2 peso yata, napakalaki ng dinadagdag sa inflation. What do you think of that? Kasi ngayon ang dinagdag 2 pesos for sa jeepney, jeepney, 2 pesos fare. What could be the impact on inflation? Would it be significant?
Well, it would be significant, especially if the government responds by increasing minimum wages. Because that's the base by which I think employees will start figuring out how much they also have to be increased. So and of course inflation, because inflation is eroding the value of their salaries, right? So there might be really pressure to increase wages, which would have a spiral effect on inflation and so on and so forth.